Hey lovers and astronauts, it's photonce here, and I'm really excited today to show you guys a little bit of a peek into what is in my new Etherea 1 Melodic Progressive Pack. So this is a sample pack that is designed to be really as helpful as possible for producing melodic progressive music, specifically progressive house, but really it would work pretty well in melodic progressive breaks or what have you. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so that's the cover image. And let's just jump in now. I have here, I just added it to my side shortcuts in Ableton. And basically, we've got a few different folders in the actual sample pack. I've got right over here, I've just got a kick and a pretty simple bass line that I wrote. And that's just all in E note. And so we are in A, E, well, it's actually just one E note, so that's kind of cool. But we're sort of technically in E major, not technically. It could be either E major or E minor. Depending on which other notes I add. So that's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we've got an Arps folder, we've got pads, we've got top loops, and we've got transitions. And those are kind of the four real core folders of the sound pack. Basically, I've kind of figured, like, everyone has a million kick drums, everyone's got a lot of like snare drums, everything like that. For maybe on a future sample pack, I might include some basses and stuff like that. But for me, the things that really seem to save a lot of time are just having some nice melodic stuff that I can quickly add in. That or some really nice rhythm type of stuff as well. So, and then there is actually a bonus folder here for Ableton users, and I've got a few actually playable instruments where you can just check those out. I'll show you guys those at the end, and they're pretty fun. So let's say we got our kick and bass. I think probably a good place to start would be some of these top loops. So I've got several different top loops here, and actually if you can show the whole name, you'll see sort of these ones are called mid-low thump pattern, and then there's a number. So I find that just having some sort of mid-low kind of other sort of stuff going on in your song can really add to sort of the overall depth of it. So we've got those, and then there's another section here. These are with a verb throw. So these ones actually, they've got some of the notes basically going to a big reverb. So that will give it like a nice sense of depth, basically. And it's kind of cool because that reverb will just hit on like a few of the drums in there, so it just makes it really quick and easy to like start building a soundscape. So let's we'll come back to these ones, and then we've just got some general percussion ones down here. So we got basically three categories in the top loop percussion section. So these ones are just pretty straightforward drum patterns. Some of them have a snare, some of them have hi-hats. Okay, I kind of like that one. Let's go ahead and bring that one in. And let's maybe grab another one too. Let's grab one with a snare or a clap, I guess. That's fine. All right, so we got that one. Let's get that one in there, and maybe we can. It's already sounding quite a bit deeper. Let's turn these down a little bit. So just with, you know, a few clicks, we already got quite a bit deeper sound there. Actually, let's just use this. I'm just going to use the one with the clap because I don't want to get too much going on here, and I'm going to add a few more of these in. So let's get a verb throw one. That one's kind of cool. A little hi-hat action or a shaker action. Yeah, let's grab that. And it's got, of course, those reverb thrown ones, which is cool. So, all right. And then let's also add in a mid-low thump. I might play it and sort of hear how they sound. Ooh, I like that one. All right, perfect. So there we go. Let's play it. Let's play the whole scene. Turn that one down a little bit. So just so you can hear. And these don't go too really much into the sub range. They're all EQ'd. They do touch the subs a very tiny bit, but I don't think they're going to clash with anything really. And then with our bass and our kick. All right, so that is already sounding pretty cool. Yeah, so that is the top loop section. Quite a few of them. I believe I'm spacing on the number of samples in here, but it's a good number. I think it's, I want to say maybe over 300 samples. Okay, so we've gone over the top loops. I think next maybe let's put an ARP in just for fun. So ARPs, basically we've got a few different sort of varieties of ARPs, and these kind of all have their own name, and they also there's basically one of these for every key of a song that you could have. So these are the major minor keys. And then just a few different flavors. So we've got these ones delayed with a ping pong. Let's see, we are in E minor or E major. Let's do E major. And they're not super long, okay? These are mostly just like one shots. I mean, you could use them as a loop. I think they would probably work better with maybe just a one shot and some sort of effects on them afterwards. And I think this is really nice because it gives us a nice way to just quickly get some melodic information. And then it's like a nice starting point to drop on whatever effects you might want, some big reverb or some delays, or you can sort of tweak them how you feel. So here's another one. All right, let's check out a few more. Okay, so these ones are really small. These ones are either meant to just be sort of woven in just as a quick little extra burst of melodic content, or, you know, used with the delay or something. So here's one of those. And they are a loop, but we could trim that. So, all right, let's bring one of those guys in. All right. And I'm gonna just go ahead and trim this a little bit. So we're gonna just go half as short, and I'm gonna right click and crop that. And I might actually make this be a 4-bar loop. So we're gonna just have it play once in the beginning of those 4 bars. All right, so that's pretty cool. By the way, I've got some returns set up on my default project. So I've got this one is a Valhalla reverb. It sounds really amazing. And I've also got this gentle, slow panning that it will do. And then I've got just a small reverb as my A, a ping pong delay for B, and my C is a sort of bigger reverb. So let's go ahead and we could send that maybe a little bit to the Valhalla. Yeah. And maybe let's send it to ping pong a little bit too. All right, so that's already definitely saved me quite a bit of time instead of having to like make that. And let's get another one. Let's get, ooh, so here's some slow attack ones. So these ones sort of have slower attacks, so they kind of fade in more. What else did I have in here? Let's try this mushroom one. All right, that's kind of fun. Let's drop that one in. And that one is probably good as far as its timing. Its length mainly. I'm going to actually have this negative couple bars back, and we'll have that once, so it'll be like maybe play on the third bar. Yeah, and I guess I'll just drag this out so it's like 8 bars maybe. Let's make this 8 bars long. Okay, so there we go. So on our third bar, we're going to have that play. So let's play that with everyone. Oops, got to get my start position. Actually, I want to check my start position over here. Okay, it's good. Cool, so let's give that one a bit of reverb. Let's give it some big reverb. Maybe some ping pong too. And let's send it to Valhalla, what the heck. Alright, nice and spacious. And actually, let's go ahead and pan these a little bit. We'll get this one on the left more and this one on the right more. All right, that sounds beautiful. So, got those ones. Let me just make some more space here. I'm going to group the kick and bass. And I will group my top loops together. And I'm going to group these arps together. All right, there we go. Now I got a little bit more space. Also, let me hide these returns. Okay. So yeah, those are the arps. They're just, you know, simple way to just get some quick melodic content in there. And next, we've got the star of the show, in my opinion. These are the pad section. So let's open this up. And basically, we've got a few different rendered notes. We've got basically every note of these different sort of pad sounds. So we've got elf pad moving. There's also just regular pad elf. So these ones have filters on them, moving filter. And then we've got... let me just play you a couple of these. So here's, let's see, we're in E. So here's the E3. We've actually got a few octaves of some of these notes. We could also play like a A3, A2. So that's an elfy sort of vocal style pad. And then we've got this same ones basically, but with some filtering already done on them. So we can grab those. And you'll see the sort of changes of the filter down here. And that's a nice way to get some different textures pretty quickly. So, yeah. And then we've got also pad Omni. So this is just another flavor of a pad. I believe this one sounds really cool. Yeah, so these are kind of like some twinkly kind of sound pads. All right, that sounds awesome. Let's bring that one in right now. It's too good not to bring in. Okay, so we got E major, and then I'm going to just go ahead and set that one to come in maybe on like bar 6. So I'm going to just go negative a few. And we want to have, let's see, that's 4. We're going to go 2 more. Okay, there we go. And then let's bring this whole thing out. And I guess I'll just... Oh, I'm trying to do math here. Oh, okay, so we want it to be 8 bars. Okay. I guess it could be 16 bars. Yeah, that would be good. Okay, so we'll do 16 bars. That way I'll get the tail of that sound. All right, and let's go ahead and play that. And let's send that to the reverb big time and the Valhalla. Got to send everything to the Valhalla, basically. That's going to just make everything super melodic. Oh, and I wanted to have this actually start a little earlier. Okay. Cool, so that one's just going to repeat every, 16 bars. It's going to be in there, sort of in the middle. Let's get one more. So we've got pad rooted. I believe this one is maybe made out of my voice. Yeah, so these ones are actually me singing. And then I did a little bit of processing on them and sort of set up some loops to where they could play a little bit longer than my notes, and added some other stuff to sort of make them more pad-like. So we've got an E3, and we've got an E4. And these actually, the rooted ones actually all have different vowel sounds. So when you play, a chord, or when you play a few notes in a row, it will actually have sort of some kind of interesting differences amongst the notes. So we've already done a lot of E notes. Let's find another note that goes in that scale. So let's see, we could play, let's go to like the 3rd or the 5th. So we are in, what am I in? E. We didn't decide if it was major or minor. I'm going to do major. I am feeling the major vibes right now. Major vibes, man. All right, so we got that one. Okay, so let's go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hit the 5th. So we can hit an F sharp, and that'll be our 5th. So let's get another one of these. Let's see, F sharp. All right, that's pretty cool. We also have got some filtered versions of these ones as well. So maybe our other one was just sort of a straight up one. Let's use a filtered F sharp. Yeah, cool. All right, let's bring that in. Okay, looking good. And let's see, I wanted that one. Okay, I want to have this one start on like bar. Oh, which bar is that? This, when it gets these negative numbers, it gets so crazy. So we want it to start at bar 10, I guess. 10 out of 16. Okay. So we will move this, what, -8? No, that's 8. Okay, -10, I guess. Okay, and then let's make this a 16-bar loop. And let's put this on. And we might actually sort of bump against the end of our clip there. So, let me make sure this is right amount. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So let's just go give it a quick volume fade at the very end, just in case it's going to hit the end there. All right, let's play that. And actually, let's do why not, do some panning on these pads also. And let's send that one to the Valhalla, and maybe small. So those are the pad section, and yeah, it's just really nice way to add some depth to your song. And of course, you can go ahead and do any sort of extra processing you want on these to make these samples your own. And finally, finally, besides our bonus section, we've got some transition sounds. So got a few categories here. We've got noise up and down, or noise down and up, actually. And then we've got our snare builders. And so basically, these are just, honestly, I know everyone has a bunch of noise transitions, risers, and what have you, but most of the ones I find are usually one-shots. And I don't know, they got a bunch of crazy stuff. So these are really more of a utility thing. And I end up, seriously, every song, I end up making like a noise thing, you know, noise transition or whatever. So I figured, you know, why not just make a good few of them that I can just use whenever I want, without having to like make it every time, and just have it kind of do what I want, which basically when it says noise down and up, that means it's actually going to have, these are, I believe, 16 bar sections of a loop. So in the beginning of our 16 bars, we're going to have noise going down. And at the end of our section, we are going to have noise going up. So just a really sort of easy way to just get that sound that we, you know, to just signify, okay, next section's happening. Okay, I'm going to turn this down. It's kind of loud. So. And actually, let's go ahead and send that one into ping pong delay. I'll play you a couple more of these actually before I get into it. So this one, the first one is just a pretty plain noise, and then they get more complicated from there. So. And it's kind of the same, but in reverse for the ending. So. Some different treatments on them. I like that one. Okay. So yeah, that's now, see, every 16 bars we can have a nice change. Actually, this could be kind of fun too, to maybe pitch a little bit. So let's have the ending pitch sort of go a little bit higher. So there you go. You can, of course, have 16 bar sections, but if you want, you can, you know, obviously pull these into your timeline and just go ahead and chop them in half. If like you don't want the ending one right away, you can just scoot it down. But I think it's going to save quite a bit of time for me at least, and hopefully you guys will get some good value out of that too, because then it's just so simple. You don't have to reverse anything. You don't have to like figure out, you know, which one's going to sound good with which one. So yeah. All right, so that is the transitions. And yeah, again, like just everything really designed to just make your workflow a little bit faster and make it easier to sort of get some interesting sounds and some texture going on with your song. So, and I'll show you guys now. These are basically Ableton Live playable instruments. These are the bonuses. And these are going to be only available for people who have Ableton Live 11.0.10 or higher. And so these really just take these with a grain of salt. They might not work with your Ableton, or if you're not on Ableton, they definitely won't work unless you have some weird conversion software. But these are some sort of playable instruments. I believe these are all made out of the same vocal sounds that I use to make some of those pads. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see. We've got a male singing robot. So let's grab this one. Now, there is one thing we have to do. For some reason, it doesn't save the routing, but basically, we have a spectral resonator device here on, I think all of these maybe have a spectral resonator. And so we just need to have this MIDI input here, MIDI from. We need to just set that to the same track. So it's just going to ring this spectral resonator in the right note of the same note that it's playing. Okay, so we're going to, this one is just called, actually I'm going to call this singing robot. All right, so there's our singing robot. We're going to just choose MIDI in from singing robot. All right. And it's got some interesting controls here to sort of adjust some settings. So let's go ahead and put in a clip here. Let's get maybe 2 bar. And we're in E major. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and play some notes. Oops, gotta play my clip. So that is kind of a fun type of thing. And then we've got some various controls. We can turn up a reverb if we want. And we can also turn an arpeggio on. Change our speed. Let's turn off the reverb for a second. Not sure why that's not doing much. I think it might be the range of the notes, but anyway, it's there to play with. And we can sort of change how plucky that sound is. We can also add a delay. Turn off. These are basically available. We can play these notes as far as my singing range was for this. So it's about A2 to E4. So that is one of those ones. Just bring in a, let's see what this EQ is doing. Might just high cut this a bit. And then mix it a bit lower. And let's check out one more. We've also got this male vocal pad here. Now, this is nice. This is basically, I think this is the same sort of pad setup that we have in the actual pad samples to use here. But the difference is this one is actually playable. So this one makes it a lot easier to play things like chords, or to just do some advanced changing kind of stuff. So let's get an E note there. And I'm not hearing it, so that might be too low for my range. Yeah, so that one we have to go at least to an A2. So let's go an octave up. And that's really loud. with if you want. And yeah, that is it. That's the Ethereum, sorry, excuse me. That's the Etherea 1 melodic sample pack. And again, I'm photonce. You can find this at Linktr.ee/photonce. I'm going to go ahead and put the link down below, or if you're on Instagram, the link is on my profile. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really think this sample pack can help speed up your workflow a little bit if you're interested in this genre. So, all right, stay fresh out there. Namaste.